Hi, friends. I'm Kelly Kaufman, the Parish Associate for Family Ministries here at Olivet. And yes, indeed, that's a tent behind me. Ever since we've been told to stay home and school has been canceled, my house has kind of become chaotic like this. Tents in the family room, Minecraft Lego villages made out of Legos and magnetiles in my living room. My dining room is exploding with school supplies as we're trying to homeschool. The kitchen is exploding with dishes because we're here 3 meals a day. Playroom is exploding with art supplies. To be quite honest, this is hard for me. I like things to be organized. I don't really like chaos. But the philosophy I've been trying to live by is embracing the yes. I learned about embracing the yes when Calvin was first born. It was from a website called Play at Home Mom that encouraged parents to say yes to their kids to play and learn in the world around them. The idea was this: if a child said, "I want to jump in the mud puddles or climb in trees," the answer was yes. If a child said, "I want to create," the answer is yes. The site challenged parents to think about why they say no. Often we say no to these things because it makes us uncomfortable, or we're afraid, or we don't want to deal with the consequences of the actions. For example, I might say no to jumping in mud puddles because who wants to clean mud at the end of the day? But the challenge is to say yes so that we can explore the world around us. And so that's what I've tried to embrace these last few days, these last few weeks. Yes, we can build a tent and sleep in it and have campouts. Yes, it makes our family room a little bit crazy, but it has brought such joy in some uncertain times. Yes, I have a million deadlines like this video, but yes, we will go outside and take a walk. Because quite simply, we needed to breathe the fresh air and reconnect with one another and reconnect with nature. I'm not going to read a specific Bible passage today, but I want us to explore and think about God's people and what happened when they embraced the yes. I think about Moses, who at a burning bush said yes to God when God said, "Go to Pharaoh, tell him to let my people go and then lead those people in the promised land." Moses said yes. It led Moses and God's people, the Israelites, to the wilderness. And they wandered there for 40 years, but the commitment to the yes, the wandering for 40 years, brought them to the promised land. I think of Mary, the mother of Jesus, who said yes to the angel Gabriel when the angel came to her and said, "God has chosen you to carry God's son." And Mary said yes. And soon, in the next few days, we're thinking about the disciples who at water's edge, when they were fishing and Jesus said, "Come and follow me," they said yes. And they followed him right into Jerusalem, to the very edge of the cross. And then on that third day, when the women went to the tomb and they heard, "He is not here, go and tell the others," they said yes. I think about the early church in that upper room, scared like us, honestly. We're all holed up in our houses right now, trying to stay home, not sure when we're going to be asked to leave, not sure when we're going to be allowed to leave. I think the disciples were scared those first few days after Jesus died, but they said yes. Yes to answering God's call. Why are we saying no right now? In many ways, I think we're saying no because we're afraid. We're saying no because this is uncharted territory. We're saying no because it's making us uncomfortable. But God is asking us to say yes to new things. We're doing ministry in new ways. We're caretaking and parenting our children in new ways. We're reaching out to our families in new ways. Today is my dad's birthday. And today, instead of gathering with him or spending a couple days with him the weekend before or the weekend after, we Zoomed him as a family to sing happy birthday, each of us wearing party hats in our own homes, celebrating with him, but from apart. Where are the ways that we need to say yes in these days? I see it in doctors and nurses and medical professionals, people who clean the hospitals, people who are still showing up to take care of those people who are working in the hospitals. They are saying yes to being healers on the front lines. I think about our children and our youth who are saying yes to their worlds being turned upside down, to trying school in new ways, to getting disappointing news about parties they can't go to or activities they have to forgo. Many of us are saying yes to doing work in new ways. We're learning this whole new world of telecommuting, teleconferencing, videoing. I'll be honest, I want to say no to video left and right. Already in the last 15, 20 minutes of doing this, the dog has barked 20 times, the kids have yelled downstairs, and the electricity went off 3 times. I'd like to say no to this. We as God's people are being asked to say yes in these crazy and strange times. And it can be scary and uncomfortable. Look at how God is working in and through us when we say yes. Look at how God is bringing joy when we embrace the yes. Just at the beginning of the year, I got this new prayer book. It's called Ash and Starlight, Prayers for the Chaos and Grace of Daily Life. I had no idea this prayer book would be an important companion this year. And so I want to end this time with this. When I'm surprised, scared, and need to surrender. Spirit of surprise and faithfulness. When I encounter change I did not choose. When life feels out of control, my control. Unpredictable, scary. When my normal coping mechanisms aren't available this time around. When the overarching question is, what do I do now? Your reassuring, spirit-filled wind comes blowing at my back, announcing I'm not alone, that you will fill me with everything I need to take on what's next and do the things I didn't think possible. You are the master improviser, and I will learn from my teacher. This is how you do it. Yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. Help me ride the current of this Pentecostal wind. Use this change in plans to be a change in heart, that I might not move forward with a dead soul, clinging to what's known yet no longer here. Open my heart to what you will do in this pocket of open space between, before, and after, even if this involves a lot of blowing around and burning. Today I say yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. Amen.